Ah, okay. Ooh, fancy new opening screen, courtesy of our resident graphic designer, my kid. Hello there. Welcome to the final video for final live Wednesday video before our summer break. Not ever. Like, don't want to scare you. Um, Coming to you live from the quilting shed out here on the Hanwell, just outside of Fredericton. So yeah, this is I usually break for the summer for these, and this is the last one. Hope you got a cup of tea, something nice to nibble on, maybe some toast. Maybe a nice cinnamon roll with a big, huge dollop of cream cheese icing, which is what I had. So we're riding on a sugar high this morning. Yay! I went from going, what the heck am I going to show you guys today? I got nothing to, oh, wow, look at all the stuff I've got. And late last night, I also got an email. I'm like, I haven't got new fabric in a while. Can't show you anything new fabric. Last night, I did get an email about half of a line of fabric that I ordered that is coming this week. Not today, but it is coming this week. You'll be happy to know it is all some nice flannelette, flannel baby flannelette. I can speak honest, I can. Baby flannelette with soft yellows and blues. Everybody's like, there's no baby boy stuff. Here's some baby boy stuff, and it's flannel. Very nice. Very, very nice. Good morning, Kathy, and anyone else watching who hasn't said hi in the comments yet. What's the matter with you? Mom, are you there? My mom probably forgot. She's like, oh crap, it's 5 after 9. Anyway, what else have we got going on? So summer's coming. And I guess the most important news is a week from today, I will not be in the shop. I will be in my car, headed to Moncton to meet up with a bus with Danielle from Chloe's Quilt Cafe. And we will be heading together to the Canadian Quilters Association big show in Halifax. And that is June 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! I will be gone. The shop will be closed because everybody I know is going down there anyway. So I'm not going as a vendor. I decided it was too much to do. This would be my first really big quilt show that I've attended, and I have seen quilt shows like this on social media. Lots of FOMO on previous ones. FOMO, fear of missing out, in case you didn't catch that. So yeah, I'll be there. It's a big deal, capital letters. I didn't sign up for any workshops because all the classes were like full day workshops from 8:30 to 4:30, and I thought that was a bit too much because my energy just lags through the day, and I didn't want to. No, there's lots of other things though that they have happening. So in Halifax, they have a massive judged quilt show. So this is not like a quilt show when you go to a guild or like a local show and there's beautiful quilts and they are all ranges, and you've got nice bed quilts. These are the upper echelon of quilts. They have been judged as being the best in their categories, and there are many. So these are like really high level quilts. And I have a quilt hanging in the shop here that I said to somebody yesterday. I said this is the kind of quilt that they would be looking for submissions. And I said, but I don't think this quilt of mine is good enough. And she's like, good God, woman, are you insane? That quilt is gorgeous. Like, I know, but if I was, yeah, we're our own worst critics. And if I know somebody else, like a quilt judge, is going to judge my quilt, then my standards are up to here. And usually I am the queen of it's close enough. A baby's going to puke on this quilt. But yeah. Whew. So when I go to Halifax next week, a lot of my suppliers are going to be there. So I will be talking to them at length so they can put a face to the name and stuff, and we can reestablish those business relationships, form a closer bond. Be nice if we could go out to dinner with some of them. Some of them I know pretty well. So yeah, that'll be funny. So I'm looking forward to that, and then coming home exhausted late on Saturday, and then doing absolutely nothing next Sunday. Great. Then getting up on Monday morning going, now what? Oh well. Um, so there's that. But even funnier, 2 weeks after that, I am doing another show. And it's not a quilt show. This is an experiment for me. As a business, sometimes you like to kind of expand your reach. And we have here in Fredericton a festival called Anna Maritimes, which is a geeky slash nerd festival. And I can call us geeks and nerds because I am part of that crowd. My family has attended most of the years that it has been going on. And yes, a number of us do dress up. Um, I haven't dressed up, but I usually clothe my grandchildren in outfits. Like one year I made my oldest granddaughter Isabella, I made her the dress from the movie Tangled. So she dressed as the Tangled princess that year. I had made her a Frozen dress. I made her a Frozen dress, and then her sibling the Anna dress, and then the baby at the time dressed them up as Olaf the snowman. It was fantastic. I digress. This is for fans of like video games, manga, anime, Star Trek stuff. They'll have not too much Star Wars. The other interesting thing that I noticed while I was there, there was lots of steampunk vendors because they do have vendors and they have like lectures and things, but all with that sort of outfit, like comic-y stuff, and they'll have guests who are do like voiceovers on comics and things like that. But I thought, yeah, it might initially sound weird for a quilt shop to have a booth at an event like this, but these people make their own costumes. And I sell things that could help them make costumes because things like interfacing they need. Some of them do actually quilt because you can make, if you look up geek quilts on Pinterest or on Google, you will find there are a lot of geeky themed quilts out there that you can make. Pixel quilts are very, very easy because every video game you've ever seen, all those characters are made of pixels, and we know they're all made up of squares. And what's easy to sew together when you're quilting? Bunch of squares. Things like Minecraft. If you've ever made a Minecraft quilt, this is right up their alley. But yeah, I also have the other thing I thought of was the flex foam that you tend to put in, the buy any bags. That's also used in costuming. So I've either had a really good brainwave here or I will barely cover my booth fees. But again, it's the slow season for quilting. It's for me to try and see what happens. Like I said, I usually wind up going to this anyway. This time I'll just go as a vendor. So there's that. Then in August, I will be vending at a quilt show in Cambridge Narrows. Cambridge Narrows has a festival in August that lovely area. It's all the nice lakes and part of the Woolastook River. And my mom lives down there. It's very summer oriented, big campground, gorgeous. And they have their back home days or whatever they call it. I'm sorry to screw that up. I meant to look it up and get it properly written down, but I didn't. And in the little tiny church they have right as you go through the Narrows, it's where the river narrows and they put a bridge over it. They have a quilt show in this little tiny church and they always have room for one single vendor. It's great. Life at the Lake. Thank you, mother. There's my mother, Life at the Lake, in the comments reminding me. I should hire her or something. Pay her in fabric. She'll be happy. So yeah, we're doing that in August. So that's like a one-day quilt show. And everybody's like, oh, that's so much work. But I just pack up a bunch of bins, take them down, and I got plenty of notice. So I've actually been setting things aside and mentally sort of flagging, oh, we'll take this, we'll take that. And while not just mentally, I write it down in a list so I know what I'm taking. Whew. And then we have just our regular summer events. Canada Day is coming up. Father's Day is coming up. Everybody's opened their camp up last weekend. I've had people coming in. They're out at the camp or they've opened up the trailer. They need curtains, they need cushions, they need soft goods, and they're swinging by to pick up fabric for those things. And I've got fabric. I know, just a bit. Um, so to help you on that venture, we did pull out some fabrics to showcase that you might have forgotten about since there wasn't too much new. I did find something new that I'm going to show you too. Um, so the kid, Snowy, organized all the fat quarters. I said one day, I was out here in the shop just kind of staring off into the distance, and the kid come out and goes, "What are you thinking about?" I'm like, because you can tell smoke's burning, you know. And I said, "I'm just wondering if we should sort these fat quarters by colors." Oh, I can do that. And it's great when you have an artistic child because they will do things like that for you. Absolutely fantastic. So the $5 bins and the $4 bins are both sorted by color in a rainbow goodness. Or there's even a big, large section of things on white backgrounds, is what we call it. And in the things on white backgrounds, we have barbecues, utensils. Wouldn't these make the cutest napkins for your barbecue? It's a fat quarter. You just square it up and hem it. You are done. These were in the $5 bin, but I think I'm going to put them on sale. Mustard and ketchup. It also annoys me because I like relish, but I'm the only one in the house. And it annoys me how hard it is to find a squeezy bottles of relish because I don't like mustard on my burgers. I will eat it, but I've decided with the option, hold the pickle, I'll put relish on and hold the mustard. But yeah, like, look at this. I mean, look at this. Ah, it's barbecue. And the man of the house says, "Hey, we haven't barbecued in a while. We should dig that out and start barbecuing." I was like, "Yes, yes, we should. Does that mean you're grilling?" I had a friend who used to say, "Why is it always so much work when the man decides to barbecue? Because we're left in the house doing everything else, the drinks, the salads, the utensils. They're just out there flipping burgers, flipping the meat and watching it cook." Cute little quilty thing. That would make a cute napkin. Hot peppers. I'm not sure this was part of the same set, but it was in this pile I grabbed anyway. I do have some fat quarters with taco trucks. Tacos, I know. Um, Here's that classic barbecue, but in red. And here's some utensils on steel gray. And if you're like me and you watch Netflix and quilt, I should post. I did take a picture. I think I forgot to post it while I was sewing. Netflix has the barbecue competition, which is really actually quite good. I put it on one day for when the first season came out for just something to watch while I was sewing and quilting, so you can only half pay attention to it. It turned out it was really good. Um, and through my previous job, I did a lot of work traveling, especially through like some of the southern and western, all over the United States. Um, but the head of the company had a huge fondness for barbecue. And as a Canadian, I learned more about American Southern barbecue than I ever thought I would ever know. I got to witness people argue about mustard based sauces and vinegar based sauces, Texas barbecue versus North Carolina barbecue. And now my mouth is watering because I can practically taste it. None of the hot stuff for me though. Oh look, and a really cute gingham. So you could even get a bundle. It says $40. But yeah, I should probably mark this down. Let's say these are now $4 instead of 5. And then whatever this works out to. 10 fat quarters. Oh, maybe they were $4. Look at that. $40 for 10 fat quarters. Oh, I'll mark them down even further. If you're interested, come by and get some. So there's those. It's all about the deals. Let's see. I do have some stuff I worked on. So I did dig out some panels just to evoke summer and maybe remind you that we had things like this nice horse. I was thinking about horses this week. Very nice horse. You can make an attic window out of that. I was thinking about the horses they had to let run free in Nova Scotia for all the fires. Got an update on those. Watched an update, I should say, before coming online here. My heart, man. Geez. I don't know if I can take it. It looks like everything's still going on fine for Halifax because the convention center is like right downtown and all the fires are to the west. We they have to deal with smoke, but yeah, so many people affected. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to do. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I did. It's hard to segue from that. Here's some depressing news. Let's look at pretty fabric instead. Um, so maybe you're going on vacation and we've got these nice tropical panels. Not look at those dolphins and fish. Ah, and fish. I think this was this $10 or $11, something like that. This nice panel. Oh yeah, $11. That nice panel too, and also these tropical fish. It's been very sunshiny days, and our entire family has the Finding Nemo video movie memorized, and we often quote lots of things from this movie that hardly anybody gets. Like yesterday, it was so sunny. I said, "The sun is shining," and my husband goes, "The tank is clean." It's really funny. So, other summery things that you might be enjoying: fruit. Look at this fruit. These would make great accessories in your kitchen. Um, Microwavable bowls, of course. Ice cream bowls, maybe. Although I do have some candy fabric for that if you want ice cream bowls. Um, these would be great for casserole covers because you still got to carry that, strawberry pie in somehow, even if it's not hot. It might be cold. Aprons. These make great aprons. Garden aprons for gathering your produce. Yes. And maybe a lovely egg gathering. I still haven't made this for my oldest. Egg gathering apron out of this lovely chicken fabric. Ta-da! Danielle says the tank is clean again today. I show up to her videos and make funny comments to make her laugh on screen. Looks like she's doing the same. Thank you, Danielle. So yeah, what are friends for? The best friends are the ones that just basically keep you laughing by harassing you. It's no problem. So Canada Day is coming up too. Little Canada flags, lots of things to make from that. You can make pennants. My mom and I both like the swag with the pennants, pennant banners, whatever you want to call them. Bunting, that's the word. We make great bunting for that. And this is Canada Day fabric. It's imagine if our flag was this. It's moose. Moose on red. Moose is actually plural for moose. You heard it here first. Maybe not first, but And I do have some of the O Canada fabric. I just put some of it on the table here to show you today. Most of the fabrics I just showed you are between 15 and 20 previous ones. Yeah, these are the same. These are 18. Nice maple leaves on beige. If you are in another quilt shop and they have this year's O Canada line from Stonehenge, every year they add more fabrics to the collection or newer fabrics, but they all coordinate. So if you've bought some of these fabrics in the past or you've just bought some new ones at another shop, there's still coordinates from previous years that I have that will go nicely. Like this nice packed red maple leaf. Very pretty. It is not as orange as it's looking on the screen, I assure you. This is a little more accurate back here. And this nice, we call it ombre because it goes from very scattered red leaves all the way down to the densely packed ones like they're falling. Very cute. So there's that. And I'm going to take a sip of tea here. Netflix and quilt. That's how we roll. I'm still getting used to the new shop layout. You may have seen me post on Facebook. I also posted a couple of other videos, and that's what I was going to tell you at the top of the hour. Even though our Wednesday lives are taking a break for the summer, one of my summer plans is to do more standalone videos like the ones I posted yesterday. They could be short ones, they could be longer ones, they could be just a tip. Could be, hey, I'm just sewing on this thing. Do you want to watch me do it and see how I do it? Great. I do have a list. So I'll be releasing them, and I decided less pressure on me if I release them on no set schedule. So there'll just be a library of stuff show up eventually over the summer. That's my plan. We know all how plans work out. Um, yeah, so like some of the things that I did work on yesterday. Here we go. I did this yesterday. It took me longer to hunt for where the heck I put this. These are some improv blocks. These are supposed to be sewing machines. I think one of these is improv, and one of these is was a pattern by Cheryl Arkeson for this sewing machine. She's like, here's how you can just piece it according to measurements, and here you can improv it. So I thought, how tiny can I make one? And I just did these pieces, and maybe it's a wall hanging. It was an experiment, but I did all this lovely matchstick quilting. Ooh, this is called matchstick quilting. This is what it looks like on the back. I never stressed too much about backs. This was actually a piece cut off from a wide back after I was done quilting. You know how sometimes you got to cut off big strips? Save them for the backs of things, little pieces. So matchstick quilting is just straight line quilting. That is, oh, I could have put another one in there. Look at that. Straight line quilting that is very, very close together. And let me tell you, I don't know how long this took, but it was a while. Again, put on a show. They should start paying me. Put on a show, and you just very zen like. I had the walking foot in. I would just scroll to the bottom, cut the threads, go back to the top, go. I always started from the top and worked my way down. You will see if you see the pictures or the videos on our Facebook page or over on Instagram. I gotta go upload it to YouTube too. Um, I quilted along around the outside first. This was spray basted, so it was all stock. Oh, geez. Why is this doing this now? All right, my screen went blank. My computer fell asleep, and I'm streaming. I know. So yeah, I just quilted all the way around. I had spray basted this first, so there was no pins. And I went all the way around, and then I just did like major lines back and forth. I didn't mark any of this. So I just kind of used some of these seam lines as a guide to go straight. If you look really closely, you can see some are really close at the bottom and not so close at the top, which, you know what, is fine. You don't notice in the finished piece. So I did some bigger spacing across, worked my way across. And then I would just, as I went back, I would just have that space. Like, oh, I had 2 lines here. Let's just go in the middle. And I just kept doing that as I went by. And eventually it got done. It's really pretty. And I'm going to do a very thin black binding on this and hang it up somewhere. And then the other thing that I did, so when it slows down, I like to work on other things. And honestly, I really did not want to go fold my laundry. My shop is organized. Some of the rest of my house, not so much. I had to take clean laundry off my bed to go to sleep last night. So if you're thinking Andrea gets so much done and she's so organized, I dug this out of a laundry basket. It's clean though. So the other thing I worked on was this lovely quilt as you go runner. It's very long and skinny. I have a tea and coffee station that's the long and skinny sideboard. These are just scraps. I actually picked these up from Guild one night. Somebody dumped a pile of batik scraps and says, grab what you like. So there was a lot of strips. Some of them were like grouped together. So obviously she had cut a bunch of things at the same time and just chucked them all together. So this one, I just grabbed the strips out of the pile willy-nilly, didn't pay attention to color. Just if you've ever done something scrappy like the paper bag method, very similar. The only fussing I did with it is sometimes like there's some print batiks in here. I didn't want the prints touching. These are more solid. So sometimes I would shuffle a couple of things, but this was a quilt as you go runner. It's not, I haven't bound it. Look, it's the same backing as the previous piece. Because one of the things I plan on doing is making you a video how to do this so you can make your own runner. So yeah, it's nice to show a finished piece at the start of the video before we make it together. So that'll come. And look, I even did the binding in all the colors I don't normally like. I don't like this color, but it's okay for binding. So there's that. Wow, we're getting down there. I thought I'd have hardly anything to talk about, and I'm like, whoo, look at that. Um, and again, while I am at CQA, I will talk to Grace Canada because I'm getting way more questions and I'm learning lots of new things. And some of it is absolutely transferable from the long arm experiences I've had before. It's just what are the particulars of these kinds of equipment. So you saw that I had done this on the cutie frame. I'm going to actually pick out some of this. But one of the things that I didn't do when I started on the cutie frame, you can actually use leaders of a sort. And I do this on the long arm if the backing is too small. So when I first put this on the cutie, I only had this to attach. So you can see how far down from the top I had to start. I'm like, well, how do I get up there? How do I get there? But the rails and things were in the way. Haha. Sew some scrap fabric to the back. So this is my backing. It was just big enough. Had I known what I was going to do, I would have left. But sometimes you can't. You only have take a piece of scrap fabric. Again, these are strips cut off from previous jobs. After I quilted, you cut the strip off of the backing, strips of backing, yeah, or just strips of fabric you've used for something else. It doesn't have to be good fabric. It could be the crappy stuff you really don't like. And I just sort of used a very long basting stitch, dial that right up as far as your machine goes and sew that on because you're going to pick it off later. And this is what you attach to your rails. This is what you attach to your machine for your frame quilting or hoop quilting. And that'll give you more room to access right up to here. Yeah, right up to here. So we're going to work on that. That's exciting. So yeah, when I was, there's something else here. Decided at the last minute to show you these. So that's what I'll be doing over the summer. Leave me comments. Tell me what you're doing over the summer. I know I asked this, I think, on Sunday. I asked this on our Facebook page. What are you doing? What do you do during the summer? Some of you do quilt because there's air conditioning. Yes, outside is terrible. I went outside the other day over the weekend and I spent Sunday with a sign setting, which let me tell you was not fun because it was really, really bad. It was really, really bad. All the apple blossoms, they're gorgeous. I have crabapple, flowering crabs in my yard, pink, light pink, magenta, white. Absolutely gorgeous. All the lilacs are blooming. Andrea's head is a mess. This cat talk and I can't think. It's just so anyway. So I didn't do much on Sunday. I prefer to stay indoors and sew, and I will be creating videos for you. So if you scroll back in our conversation, can you tell I text a lot? I said I was going to Anna Maritime and I'm going to hit the millennials. Not like literally, but we're going to access the millennials. We are going to access the geeks, and some of them, they prefer to shop online because honestly, sometimes quilt shops have a bad rep of being like a stuffy old lady place. I said it. It's not my shop. I'm not saying other shops in the province are like that. There's just this assumption, and I'm working to counter that. So when I do get millennials in and Gen X. I know I'm saying that for the old folks. I do get the younger crowd in, and it's great because we do want younger people sewing. We do. And like I said, I'm doing Anna Maritime because I think that's one way to hit that target market because they don't normally go to quilt shows, and there's only a couple around here. So this is one way for me to reach out to that audience other than just them searching online. So I went and got some sewing accessories that I hadn't seen before. That my mom is doing something for her foyer. I want to go visit my mom too and do some videos at my mom's house because that would be great. Heads up, mom. You're welcome. So the younger crowd, sometimes I skew a little younger too. I'm just a kid, not very grown up sometimes, which is fine with me because I'm over 50 and I can do what I want now. No pressure, no societal pressure at all. So one of my suppliers sent an email, as they do, and they're like, hey, we got these new products. And I'm like, you know who would love these? Secret goths like me. So I present to you black sewing accessories. You might think they're terrible. I think these are the best thing ever. This is your standard tomato pincushion. I know, in black. And the black fabric has all these very nice sewing accessories on it. Aren't they the cutest? It's a black sewing pincushion. It's tomato pincushion, but black. That is $13. I am friends with another shop owner in the States, Cheryl Sloboda from Muffin.com. You have seen me wear her shirt that says "Not Your Grandmother's Quilter." That's her slogan. She has her own custom line of black sewing accessories, and I had to email her, like message her and say, "Have you seen these? Because you need these for your shop too." She was like, "Oh my God, thank you." Um, a black measuring tape. Look at that. Now their line was black and gold, but I tended just to get all the black things. That's a $5 measuring tape that is all black. And actually that's pretty handy. I did get, because of the crowd, I got the little sewing kit with the sewing accessories. I haven't opened one yet, but it's the standard travel sewing kit because a lot of people come from away and go to this particular conference. What else did I get here? A bobbin case with the black foam, very high tech too. A magnetic magnetic pin dish. I can't even talk. You've seen silver ones. You've seen them in bright colors. This one's black. I know. I'm just so tickled over these. Thimbles. I did get them some thimbles in black. Yes, they're all nicely packaged. I haven't opened them all because, like I said, I got these specifically for that show, mostly because I wasn't sure how many local people in my customer base, existing one, would be interested. So we'll see how they go over in the show. And these, like I said, these are very steampunky. It's a little black thimble. Yes, now you can look like super cool while sewing your way through the apocalypse. Who knows? Needle threaders. See, I didn't even open them. I just processed them and just set them aside to think about them later. So these are cute. These are the little wire ones. These aren't like the needle birds, but which I prefer. So these are like black and white little needle threaders. Those are just for fun mostly. I'm almost done, I swear. If you're not interested in, okay, pins. I mean, they did such a great job in the packaging. I'm a fan of really nice packaging. Like, look at straight pins in this little jar. It's like a little apothecary jar with the black headed pins. Like, they're just so cute. I think they're great. And if I didn't have too many accessories in my own sewing room already, I would be stocking up on these because I think they're fantastic. I mean, they're fun. Like black safety pins. Like I probably have 1,000 safety pins in my stash anyway, but if I needed safety pins and I had a choice between your standard silver ones and the black ones, I would probably choose the black ones because that just tickles my fancy. I know, right? And one more thing, they also had this lovely travel sewing bag, of which I got one. And it has something I haven't seen before, a flap with a little ironing thing. So if you are going to classes and you want to show your classmates how black your heart is on the inside, or if you just like black because it's chic, maybe you're a chic designer who, designer sewer where black is your neutral. Maybe you dress in Donna Karan all the time while you're sewing. Who knows? I just have to tell you a story because my mom will laugh. Remember when Sarah was a baby and I made a black dress? I made a black dress for my baby, and my grandmother, my mom's mother, freaked right the heck out. It was a black velvet bodice with a cotton skirt that was black with little delicate white florals all over it. And my mom's mother, why would you dress a baby in black? And I made her little black velvet shoes to go on too. We were going to a family event. How could you put that baby in black? She's not going to a funeral. Why would you take a baby to a funeral? My grandmother lost it. It was the funniest thing. No regrets. Would do that again. So yeah, so these are the black sewing accessories and that nice little sewing bag that has a little picky zipper. It is the multi-use craft bag. So yeah, like look at that. So these are the accessories that I am taking to Anna Maritimes towards the end of the month. It's like 2 weeks after Halifax. So I'm like, am I taking on too much? I don't know, but I have enough time to recover in there. So we'll see. So that's what I'm doing this summer. You tell me what you're doing. And we shall see each other over the summer, just maybe not as much. I hope that you continue sewing some. And if I don't see you all summer, I definitely know I will see you back in the fall. And crossing my fingers, there'll be so much more for you, so much more. And I just really appreciate you guys who show up consistently to entertain me in the comments while I'm doing this because it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years of this Wednesday video, which we started when the kid went to college. And I chose Wednesday morning because the kid didn't have classes on Wednesday morning. So we didn't have to get up and go somewhere. But I had to get up enough that, by 9 o'clock in the morning, I was like awake anyway. And the shop opens at 10. So there was time. And then they, that first semester, they didn't have classes on Wednesday. But then every semester after, they did, of course. Because if you look back old enough in our first videos, you used to say on Wednesdays, we go nowhere. So we're doing a live video. But yeah, it just hit me talking to you. It's been 3 years, 3 years of this magic. Wow. And I've done them pretty consistently. This is amazing, especially for somebody with ADHD. Whoops. I said that out loud. Anyway, I appreciate you more than you know. Nice. Look, hearts for you, hearts for you, hearts from me to you. Yeah, love you lots. I couldn't do any of this without your support. So yeah, I'll be thinking of you all summer and I will be making more content for you and thinking of ways to pass on what's up here to you so that you can get your quilting done and enjoy the craft and enjoy the process because that's why we're all here. We're just trying to find some enjoyment and engage in our creative flows. And that's what I love about everything. My mom thanks you too. Not just because we're sort of keeping her in fabric. She gets to see all cool stuff. I guess. So I feel like a teacher at the end of the school year. It's wild. My kid's graduating next week. I'll be in Halifax. Everything's changing and moving on. We're going to shed a tear. We're all growing up. I can't believe it. Does my old crusty heart glad. So yeah, I guess. Have a great summer. And if I don't see you any sooner, I will definitely see you back in the fall with lots and lots. And I love you, man. I love you. You the real BMPs. Okay? Yeah, appreciate you. It's hard to say goodbye, but we're gonna. Thanks for watching. I will see you later.